WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. Well, hello again, everyone. Professor Schwartz here in the WSTKS-FM Worldwide studios yet again. I've got my radio announcer's voice back today. No mug of coffee at the moment, but my feline friend Onyx the cat is peering at me from across the room in that way all cats have, which must mean that it's time to get started with today's podcast on problem solving in 10 easy steps. Now, success in school, work, and life comes through things like proactive engagement, self-awareness, attention to detail, sometimes collaboration, timely and frequent communication, careful planning, organization, time management, consistency, ownership of your work, and on-time submission of assignments and projects. That does not go away once you graduate. Problem solving, too, is an important skill to cultivate and leverage when it comes to your coursework and later activities in the working world after graduation. So let's talk a bit now about how you can problem solve when and if the need arises. Occasionally, you or your student learning team might run into an issue of some kind that must be addressed before you can complete a course-related activity. Use the following questions, developed by the Foundation for Critical Thinking at www.criticalthinking.org, to determine the steps necessary to change the situation, move ahead in a productive way, and improve overall team outcomes. Get together in real time with the members of your student learning team for a meeting, in which you discuss the following 10 points. First of all, 1. Figure out and re-articulate your goals, purposes, and needs. Recognize the problem as an obstacle to reaching your goals, achieving your purposes, or satisfying your needs. 2. If there are several related issues, take the problems one by one whenever possible. State each problem facing you or your team as clearly and concisely as you can. 3. Study the problem and then determine what sort of problem it is. What exactly is causing you or your team difficulty? What specifically do you need to do to solve it? 4. Determine problems over which you have some control versus those over which you have no control. Concentrate your efforts on problems you or your team can potentially solve. 5. Figure out the information you need to solve the problem and actively seek out that information. 6. Carefully analyze and interpret the information you collect, drawing reasonable inferences, or conclusions. 7. Determine your options for actions. What specifically can you or your student learning team do in the short term? What can you do in the long term? Recognize potential limitations in terms of time, effort, power, and so forth. Point 8. Evaluate your options. Determine their advantages and disadvantages. 9. Articulate and adopt a clear strategy for solving your problem and follow through with your plan. That might involve direct action or possibly a carefully considered wait-and-see approach, depending on the issue at hand. Finally, number 10, once you act, monitor the results of your action. Be ready to revise your strategy if the situation requires it. This requires some intellectual agility and flexibility on all of your parts. Be prepared to change your analysis of or proposed solutions for the problem as more information becomes available. Remember that learning to address problems yourself rather than running to someone else both empowers and enables you or your student learning team to move forward in a more focused and productive way. Problem solving puts you in the driver's seat, and it is a highly sought employability skill alongside collaboration, planning, organization, time management, and attention to detail. Besides helping you navigate your academic endeavors and related collaborative learning within your student learning team, the cultivation of problem-solving skills now also prepares you for a smooth transition to the globalized digital economy of the 21st century after graduation. In that part of your life, you will need to call on practiced problem-solving skills in all kinds of ways on a daily basis. Be sure in all of this to foster different ways of thinking, related ideas, and various perspectives within your student learning team, and take specific concrete steps forward in your collaborative efforts to address issues facing your team. As with so much else, successful problem solving requires careful forethought, planning, and organization through open, honest, and ongoing communication. And so we come again to the end of another podcast from WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Remember, if there are any issues that come up with weekly discussions, project development, or even interpersonal relations within your student learning team, you'll need to put on your problem-solving caps. Use the 10 points outlined in this podcast to have a focused and honest talk with the members of your student learning team to work through the issue at hand and find a concrete way forward that works for everyone. Experience with problem solving, as I've said, is a key 21st century skill that is just as important as managing information, critical thinking, and effective time management, among others. Okay, time now to wrap up things for today. Thanks for joining me this time and every time. I'll see you in class, online, or during Zoom office hours if you drop by with a question. Have a safe and productive week in the meantime, everyone. With special regards from Onyx, the cat what am. So long, everybody. You've just heard a podcast from WSTKS-FM Worldwide. Digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.